Hi, my name is Robert Lane. I'm a musician and a guitar tutor based in the UK, and in this video today we're going to look at the very first part of Blackbird by the Beatles. Before we jump into it, could I ask you please to subscribe to the channel. Just click subscribe below the video, click the little bell, and then you'll receive notifications when I upload new videos. If you do that, it just helps other people to find the videos and get involved in the community, and I would very much appreciate that. Thank you. So Blackbird is a really beautiful piece of music composed by Paul McCartney in India in 1968 when the Beatles were there studying meditation. And it's a really interesting thing because the story goes that the Beatles were there with some other sort of 60s rock stars including Donovan, and Donovan showed John and George how to fingerpick, do fingerstyle, and from that some songs came like John's Dear Prudence. I think While My Guitar Gently Weeps, George's song, started off as a fingerstyle thing using the sort of claw hammer technique, and Paul didn't ever quite play that technique. He sort of did his own thing, which developed into Blackbird. He does a similar technique in Yesterday from a few years before, which is a mix of fingerstyle and strumming kind of at the same time. It's a very idiosyncratic style, and that makes it hard to play because it sort of doesn't follow some of the rules, if that makes sense. So the first thing you need to be able to do to play this piece, as the way it is on the record, is to develop that technique. So what I'd like to start off with is this chord from the intro. This one here. This is finger 1 on fret 10 of the A string, and then either little finger or third finger, depending on your preference, on the B string at fret 12. Now if you put those together, so thumb on the A string, first finger on the B string, so they're plucked together, and then we do a strum using the first finger downwards like that, and you're sort of targeting the strings kind of in between the D string, which is muted, so that's when the first finger there is catching the D string and stopping it from ringing out. Then the open G string and the B string. Give me that little chord. So it's pluck and then strum. And that strum is going to be a down up. So you go together, down, up. So that's downwards with a strum with a flick and then up. Now people tend to find that quite tricky. You're flicking from that knuckle there. So practice that first of all, because that comes up all the way through the piece. So together, down, up. Then it's the thumb on its own on the bass note. And then, confusingly, it's up, down on the strum. So together, down, up, thumb, up, down. Together, down, up, thumb, up, down. Right? And you can do that for 2 bars. Okay? Together, down, up, thumb, up, down. Together, down, up, thumb, up, down. Before that, you get this. So again, fingers picking and then strumming. Now you'll notice I'm trying to use my first finger for all those strums, but occasionally the second finger wants to come in. I'm fairly sure that Paul uses his first finger. For some reason, I want to use my second finger some of the time. I don't think it makes a massive difference to how it sounds. So just be aware of what you're doing. So that first bit, find the 3rd fret of the low E string, gives you the note G. You can pluck that with your thumb, and at the same time with either first or second finger, hit the open B string, and then strum. And again, you're targeting those strings in the middle really. You don't really have the mute anymore, but that's okay. So you've got that. Then put your first finger on fret 1 of the B string, bass goes down to the open A string, together and strum. So far. Then this chord. That's my first finger on fret 2, third finger or little finger on fret 3 of the B string. Again, it's together then strum. Now that chord is sort of the same shape as that, but here there's a gap of 1 fret between the 2 fingers. Here there's not. And through the piece I'll talk about gap and no gap, because we use that chord in different places. Sometimes there's a gap between the fingers and sometimes there isn't. Here it's no gap. So that's the first little run. Then into the chord I showed you before. With that. Okay? Then it starts sing. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Okay, so that's the intro. And the first bit of the verse. So probably worth checking or practicing first of all is this. So together, down, up, thumb, up, down. Together, down, up, thumb, up, down. It's a really unusual technique, that finger thing. But you need it here too. The next bit is the same idea in the right hand really. Sorry, there it is again. So we'll look at that next time. So for now, practice that. Okay, there we go. That's the first bit. Focus on getting that right hand technique down first, and then we'll look at some more. So let me know in the comments if that was useful or not, and what else you'd like me to cover in future videos. We'll be looking at the next piece of the song at some point soon. You can find me online at robertlanemusic.co.uk on Facebook and Twitter, and Instagram as Robert Lane Music. As I mentioned, please subscribe to the channel, share the videos if you think someone will find them useful. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.